Hello gamers. So this one's going to be a bit of a rant, a bit of a complaint really, but also a PSA really, a PSA to the Warframe community, and also just a comment on a certain frame as mentioned in the title. Yep, it's Wukong. Now, my issue has been that I've been playing this game for a while, just a short while mind you, but one thing that I've noticed is that there's just so many Wukongs, right? Every time I do a sortie, I get at least one, right? If not three in my team. In other words, everyone except me is a Wukong, right? If I'm doing spy, I get a Wukong in my team. If I get rescue, there's a Wukong in my team. If I get exterminate, there's 3 Wukongs in my team, basically guaranteed, right? So the issue is that there's just too many of you, and he's in every mission type, right? And I think that's unhealthy for the game, because it's meant to be a sandbox. There's meant to be the variety of options. So I should not be seeing one frame being so used that it basically just dominates the entire pool. And another issue I have with Wukong, which I'm gonna cover further in a bit, is just the fact that he kind of prevents the rest of the team from making their plays, right? So yeah, in this footage that I've done, I actually initially was voicing while doing the footage, but my settings were wrong, so the footage didn't quite pick up. So you're just gonna have to bear with me for that. My bad. So yeah, what we've got right now is I've done a very low investment build. I've put no forma, no reactor into this Wukong, right? I just crafted him with the clan dojo stuff, and then it kind of just brought him over to a steel path mission. Now, this also, my Sampities, by the way, is no forma, right? I just threw on whatever felt right, and then I just did a simple steel path exterminate mission, right? And my problem here is that it didn't go that badly. Let's be honest. Steel path, right, is meant to be the difficult mode. It's meant to be kind of this whole thing where you've completed the entire star chart and now you're doing it again, but it's harder. There's more challenges, there's actually things that you have to look at, and stuff actually hurts, and stuff actually is a threat to you. But there was practically no threat this entire time. I have, in Wukong's kit, there's just so many ways to not die. His most commonly used one being his Cloudwalker, as you can see me use over and over again. Right? And the thing is, again, Steel Path should be mechanically demanding. You can see that I also casted my clone ability, which I technically should have done at the start of the mission, but he's just too easy that I completely forgot that was part of his kit. So, to get back to my point, why do I think Wukong so bad, right? Wukong gets a multitude of things. He gets speed, first of all, which is meant to be Titania and Goss's thing, right? Goss being the speedster frame, and Titania being able to fly around like a moth or a fairy, right? Wukong's a monkey. What's going on there, right? So he's got speed for some reason. He's got uncontested invulnerability. He's not even there when he's in Cloudwalker. And when he's in Defy, he is also invulnerable, again. And the issue with that is, he can do stuff like spy missions, which, again, I don't understand why they think that's a good idea, right? Why is it that Cloudwalker can just bypass all of that? It should not. Because spy, Infiltration, that's Ivara's thing. That's Loki's thing. That's Ash's thing. Right? Trickery, invisibility, that's their thing. Right? Again, Wukong has trickery, but that I would say is more on his clone. And not really on being a cloud. In fact, his riding on a cloud tends to just be mobility. So, yeah. And then free damage. I say free damage because his clone does basically do free damage. And it's kind of like Mirage has her things that do damage, except his is its own AI. It uses your other weapons while you're using your weapon. So, yeah, like, what's up with that? And then we've also got this Acolyte that I'm fighting. And you can see again that this is a no reactor, no catalyst, la-di-da build, right? And, I'm taking a while on the whatchamacallit guy, on the Acolyte, but I don't, the Acolyte doesn't quite win in this case. Like, what's going on there? Right? He triggers my passive, right? But I'm still just there. And then beat him, like, right away. So, again, there's no challenge when you play Wukong. And it's free damage, again, because he can Cloudwalker, right? And then he can just slam from Cloudwalker. So there's no challenge. And you don't really learn much from this. When I played as Mag for a long time. And then I played as Citrine. Mag has a big issue with energy sustain early on. And survivability is linked it's tied very closely to her ability to sustain energy. So there's that balance there, right? And it makes you a bit more careful. You're looking at how you're managing everything. You're trying to pull stuff towards you so you can get the orbs from them as soon as possible. You're trying to magnetize your eczema and all of that so that you can channel your burst damage to it. All that like fancy stuff, right? Is as learning. Then I played Citrine. Citrine has you working out stuff like where the enemy's gonna be, where do I put my gem, where is the group of enemies so that I know where to use Fractured Blast. And which are the enemies that need extra care, and that's when I use Crystallize, right? And of course, Protective Shell you just kind of have going on, especially in harder missions, but that's not as big a thing to plan. Yeah, but still. So there's very little learning when it comes to Wukong. Again, this is like my first ever mission as him, and I'm clearing Steel Path, right? I should not be. Is what I'm saying. Now, when it comes to how I would make Wukong better, right? I think his Cloudwalker as is, I wouldn't really remove it, right? But it is kind of the problem ability in my opinion. What I think should be done with his Cloudwalker is it should just be a mobility with perhaps the stagger, kind of like Revenant Reeve. And the thing with Revenant is, he gets his Reeve, but he doesn't immediately do damage after his Reeve. It's just, he does the Reeve, it does a bit of damage, but let's be honest, not a lot, unless you build specifically to make it do a lot. So, yeah, like just have it as a mobility thing. And the fact that it's got diagonal and pretty good control on its movement just makes it seem like a thing where it should just be movement and no ability to slam from it. If they want to still have that surprise attack, I think they should make it an ability damage thing rather than a melee thing. Like, he should, descend down with the cloud, as he kind of already does, except it should be, it should be an abilities damage. Like, the Cloudwalker thing should have its own damage scaling, so that you're not using an Archetytron, is basically what I'm saying. you're not just gonna go with like the meta slave hammer or whatever, and then just constantly be either invulnerable or dropping down and like ground pounding everything. So that's what I would do if I were DE and trying to balance out Wukong to make him a bit less oppressive. Because I mean, I'm gonna be honest, the fact that he moves so fast and deals so much damage and takes very little in return just makes him annoying is what I'm saying, because the rest of the team can't really do anything where the Wukong is, right? If you're like, because when I play Corpus spy missions as Limbo, right, I have only so much movement, but I can bypass the lasers. So, but if there's a Wukong in my direction, he could be behind me. I wouldn't know, and by the time I do know, he's done the mission for me, and that's just annoying. I'm gonna be honest, because I feel like my effort is for nothing. Although again, I'm not really sure how to balance. I would make his Cloudwalker like less. I don't know if I'd make it slower, but definitely like the thing with the lasers, I think just seems a bit unfair because he's not a stealth frame. Yeah. Now on the player side, because let's be honest, nobody on like DE's side is gonna see this, and certainly nobody's gonna be like, oh, you know, this rando doesn't like Wukong, we should disregard all the Wukong fans, all those monkey brains. I mean, let's be honest, that's kind of what you are when you choose to play Wukong. That's, I mean, literally, because he's a monkey, you know. I'm not saying that you're dumb. I'm just saying that, like, you are taking on the mind of the monkey man. So, yeah, what I would do as a player is honestly right now, I would subsume off Cloudwalker just because that's the most annoying ability, right? His clone is pretty great, in my opinion, because his clone has damage potential. It fits with his theme of being a sort of trickster, sneaky guy, right? So I would keep that. I would say also, even if you don't want to do that, I say importantly play with your team. He has an augment which gives his whole team invisibility when his Cloudwalker touches them. So you could keep Cloudwalker, but use it above your team. And yeah, let's say play with your team. For example, when your teammates are going and doing something, you can probably cover a different direction. You don't have to race them, right? Give them their opportunity. I think it's only fair that everyone gets their time to shine. And then obviously play with other frames. Learn other frames, especially if Wukong was your first other than your starter frame. Go play other frames. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, learn out someone else. Like, learn different kits. Because there are so many frames in this game, and so many of them just deserve a little bit more love. When was the last time I saw a Baruch, right? When was the last time I saw like a Nezha, other than myself playing Nezha, because he's got a pretty fun kit. Yeah, like, pick anyone, but you know, explore more. So it's what I'm saying. Don't limit yourself to, oh, he's the strongest and the fastest, so I gotta do it all the time, right? Like, no. Disruption missions, I'd say Wukong is still probably your best choice, because he just is, you know. He's got uses there, right? You could do multiple demolishers at one go and have him handle his own just fine. But everyone else, I mean, like everywhere else, like again, like spy, for example, make sure that you're not going where someone else is already heading. Exterminate, just play with your team, give them the time to catch up, and yeah, defense, play Frost or Limbo or Gara, just explore the game, okay? obviously, you know, I don't want to deprive you of your fun, but if you are, you know, playing, just depriving, you may not realize it, but if you're depriving other people of fun in the video game, then that's not very nice, is it? So yeah, be kind to one another, be kind to yourselves. I'm not gonna say that, you know, you're a horrible person just because you play Wukong, but you're definitely not a kind person if you're playing just to be the fastest and the most damage and deny everyone else their fun, right? So yeah, just be good to yourselves, be good to one another, and especially if, you know, if you think this is insight that maybe you didn't know, maybe you just thought you were having fun as a monkey and didn't realize that you were causing annoyance to other people, you know, like and subscribe, comment, share, let other people, let your other Wukong mains know that, you know, the rest of the community wants to play the game, so let them. And yeah, see ya.